Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Suspenders Unbuttoned Podcast. I'm Sarah.
And I'm Julie, and we're excited to welcome Adria and David Tarleton. Welcome to Suspenders Unbuttoned Podcast.
Thanks so much for having us.
Yeah, thanks.
Yes, we're so glad to have you here and to get to know you a bit. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourselves and about your production company?
Do you want to go? Yeah.
Okay. We met 25 years ago, actually.
We're old people.
And we've been making stuff together since 2004, so I guess 21 years now. Yeah. In fact, we started our production company before we started dating.
Yes.
So
okay.
Good to know.
Creative partners first.
We were creative partners first, and then started dating and got married, and we have a son and things like that. But we've been working together a long time.
A long time, yeah. We met in California. We both lived there for many years, and started making shorts there. Okay. Funny shorts, silly things, and then
and plays. We
did.
In fact, our very first productions were plays. We did plays together.
A couple of plays, yeah, we did. Okay. And then we did a web series, a funny, kooky web series called Documentary, which was all improv. And then we made a hike to Chicago. David started working at Columbia College Chicago there, and I joined him, and also at the acting studio. We're both teachers. And then we lived in Chicago for many years, and now we're in Syracuse, New York, teaching at Syracuse University, and still making. I think this last film we did was our
42nd or something like that.
Project together. We're crazy to still do it, so here we are.
and we've done things like we mostly work together and really like to work together, but we've done things apart. Adria's an actor and has been on television, and she was on Ryan Murphy's first series, Popular, and she's done if I can toot your horn.
He's been with the Muppets. So we have other projects we work on, and then we have projects we work on together.
Right.
Mix that with teaching and making our own work, and that's who we are.
I have so many questions already.
Casually dropping Ryan Murphy and the Muppets. Is this like the Ryan Murphy we know?
No, it's the big Ryan Murphy.
Okay.
Not that there is another producer named Ryan Murphy,
who
we know. He's from actually my area, and he does a lot with Hallmark right now. But
okay,
oh nice,
yes.
Now the Ryan Murphy I worked with years ago on his first series called Popular, and then I also worked on Nip Tuck, a series of his.
Yeah.
And then. I think that was in like the early aughts, the early 2000s. It was super fun. I loved it.
So did you meet in school? Were you both going for like film, or how did?
So we met the first time. So I went to grad school at University of Southern California, and I had my grad thesis film premiered at Slam Dance. Yeah. And so there was like a slam dance party in L.A.
Oh, was it a slam dance party?
Yeah.
I don't even know.
You don't even know what the party was. She was like, I had film playing, and you were just there with like your manager.
I was there with my manager at the time and some friends, and we were just, I don't know.
It was just a Hollywood party, so
young and dumb and having fun.
It all worked out for you though.
It did. Yeah. I'm still here alive.
And we became like gym partners, and like we have known each other for a long time.
We met at that party, and we were talking. We kind of connected on the ins and outs of the business, the ups and downs of being in entertainment. And I remember being like, I should really go to the gym. It'll make me feel good and keep my equilibrium at a steady rate. I'm like, you should work out with me. And so I made him join ballets with me in Hollywood. And we kind of lived there for many years. And
we were very broke. It was a moment when we were both like super broke. So we would go get like a 69-cent bean burrito at Taco Bell and go to the gym because we had a membership.
Yeah, we'd go to the gym.
And we'd like get the water and the bean burrito.
Yeah, this sounds amazing, doesn't it, you guys?
Those were the highlights. Those were the we're living large.
The good old days. Actually, there were good old days.
They were.
There, yeah.
Oh yeah.
It was really good. But for me, like, it was really good. Like, I'd be on a show or have a guest appearance somewhere, and then it's ebbs and flows,
Yeah.
and so to have somebody to be your friend that you can ebb and flow with was really great, and then it turned into more, which was the icing on the cake.
Right.
Right? I love that. There sounds like such a great foundation to actually start working together with a friendship like that. But the things that you have produced, projects you have worked with, films often explore, human and socially conscious themes. So how did you go from bean burritos and work out to making a film that has these socially conscious themes?
Do you want me to?
Yeah, why don't you start?
So, sure. So that's an interesting road, bean burritos to social change films.
That's the podcast title.
But I do think that we lived in LA for a while, and then also there's grinding in Chicago, grinding in LA, and I think you of course, like, on every set that I was on, I learned and was so excited to be there and so grateful for the work, and David too on all his editing jobs and producing jobs. So grateful to have the work, but after a while you go, I see how they're doing it, I see how they're making it, and then your curiosity as an artist is always there, right? We always want to be creative in all the ways that we can. And so, I'm doing this actor thing. I'm doing this editing, directing thing, but how can we have more of our own voice in things and make a difference? The older we get, although we've been making these films for almost 10 years now, the social change ones, we want to make things that feel good to make, right? Like, we started out making silly improv, and then we were like, well, this is fun, but what else? Right. How many poop jokes can we tell?
The answer's a lot, actually.
A lot.
But
what's the bigger picture here, and what mark do we want to leave, even if it's for the audience, a small audience, whatever audience it is, we wanted to sort of we had the need to kind of make more of an impact. And so the pieces just kind of came together. I was in Chicago, coaching a lot of actors for TV film auditions, and teaching around town. And I met a woman named Stacy Flaster, who owned a school called the Performers School in Illinois. And she was like, why don't you come and teach some on-camera classes to the kids? Since I was normally working with adults. And I said, sure. And that relationship blossomed. I got to meet her partner, Liz Fauntleroy. And then we were all one day, David helped teach those classes too, and we are all one day kind of brainstorming about, well, what can we do besides another on-camera class, right? Besides another technique class. And we kind of came up with, what if we made a film with kids for social change, a social change element to it. And then the films just sort of grew out of that idea.
Right. Yeah. Like, we started there, and then we just ran with it. I mean, we've made 11.
11. Yeah. 11.
Yeah. Sort of. There's a number of them that's sort of this series, Kids Matter, but even the stuff we're making outside of that series, because I think that series is sort of
self-contained.
Yeah. But even beyond that, I think we just got the bug of we want to make films that say something, right? That make a difference. That are trying to make the world a little bit of a better place, I guess.
Even if we're telling darker stories.
Right. Well, we need to hear the darker stories too, I think. So after all of these years, what still fuels you creatively? Like, what still fuels the creativeness in the partnership and to make these films?
We like it. I mean, I don't...
You guys, we're nerds. If you don't know by now, we're total nerds. We eat, sleep, and breathe filmmaking and teaching filmmaking.
One of the challenges, I think, in some ways for us is because we are married, right, with a child. We're creative partners. We co-teach classes together, right? Like there's, it's all just vague and mushy, right? Like there's not like this sort of clear delineations of
Yes.
like, this is your personal life and this is your professional life.
For better or
It's
for worse, people.
mostly for better, but you know, like we have our moments. But you know, like we're at the dinner table talking about productions, or we're on a production talking about our child, or you know what I mean? Like it's all.
And I think it is all kind of intermeshed, but we always want to also, again, going back to that curiosity, we're always curious about, like with these topics, how to give voice to people that maybe don't necessarily get heard all the time.
Yeah, that's right.
And so that's important. So we get excited about thinking about the next topic, or what can we tackle? Who haven't we heard from yet? What is their story? And also, as nerds, we want to make it better than the one before in some way. Like how can we learn more and be better and have better tech or better production or better story?
Stretch our storytelling. Like how can we tell stories in a slightly different way? Or I mean, like all of that is really fun. And I just have to say, we enjoy making stuff together. I mean, it's not to say that we, you know, it's like any relationship or partnership, you know, there's moments, but I mean, heck, we've been gardening together this week. So like, we just sort of enjoy doing
Gardening's hard. Filmmaking seems easier.
I was going to say, I think making a movie is easier than dealing with the garden. The weeding is far harder than.
I don't have to go to the gym because I weed. My hands are on fire.
I mean, if I could keep the rabbits out of my garden right now, that would be super helpful.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, I know we keep talking about making tomatoes, but you know there's too many animals.
You can't do it all, people. We can make some films when you got the time. You can garden when you've got the time. Those are my words of advice.
There you go.
I agree. Yes. I mean, you really do need to give the garden a lot of attention if you want it to do
You
well.
do.
Yeah.
You do. And you know, the attention thing is a good segue in. I think that we also really love attention to details in everything we do, and as filmmakers, the attention to detail is exciting with each project. Like, how can we really tell this moment fully and service the script we're making and the actors that we have in the best detail and nuance that we can?
Yeah, I love the information you're telling us, and as working partners and partners in life, you know, maybe breaking the boundaries is exactly right. People tell us we have to have work boundaries and personal boundaries, but when you're creative, like, I don't know that those are always helpful, and that the moment you're creative might not be at 8 a.m., it might be at 11 p.m., and when you're ready to work might be in the middle of the night or some other time. And you know, I appreciate that about your enthusiasm to run the things. And sometimes the family needs attention when it's daytime and you're filming something, right? Like, so.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
I appreciate that about you. You guys.
Thank you.
You guys have new project, Spiral, right?
Yes.
What can you share about this new project?
So, you know, it's interesting. We approached Spiral in a similar way to the way that we did a lot of these kids movies. You know, Kids Matter, where we were working there with like high school age kids and like middle school age kids. So it was a similar kind of collaborative approach that we took to it, but we did it with college students.
Right.
You know, we're at Syracuse University now, and we wanted to sort of take that kind of how do we work collaboratively with other people, but you know, sort of do it with a different demographic.
And model for the kids, the students there, what happens on a film set and how days can be long,
Right.
and how to keep stamina and morale, and what this shot is, and
Sort of
why
take
we're
them
doing-
through how we work.
Yeah,
You know?
how we work. And we also wanted to give voice to mental health with college students. And so, you know, it's interesting ideating on the topic at first, and then based on real life experiences that we had researched about in different parts of the U.S., we started hearing and learning about students that take a leave of absence why and what does that look like, and how would we tell a story inspired by this research. So for us, that seemed important because mental health does matter, and there's something in us, in me especially, I don't know, in me and you probably, I can speak for you, that we don't think it's wrong for people to need a break or to take care of their mental health first, to take care of themselves, to say, I need help. And so that's what we wanted to share with this one in particular.
So was this actually a part of your class? Like, were your students the ones making?
Yeah, we ran it as a class. So we both teach at Syracuse University, and so we put together a class made up of film students and communication students and actors from the drama department.
So it was called Acting and Filmmaking for Social Change. So it was a collaborative course, which we love to teach. And so I can have, although we both teach everything, I focus on the on-camera acting element, and David is more setting up the film side of it. And so together we come together and ideate and get feedback and talk about shots and coverage and locations, and the students are helping us, and we pull in guest speakers and things like that too, about art direction and costumes and all of that. So, and then we shot for
6 days.
6 days over spring break. So the kids gave up their spring break to be with us, which was really great. And it was fun. We had a great time.
Yeah, the thing about it is it's not really a student film because Adria and I are producing and directing it. Adria wrote it. Like the music is from our long-term collaborator. You know what I mean? Our wardrobe person is our long-term collaborator. So we have sort of a professional foundation to it, but then they're filling in as the crew
and cast
and the cast. That's right.
And we also had like a few. I always have a few adult actors that we bring in depending on the show, or on the film. But it's so that we've always enjoyed working with students, younger people, interns, what have you, to kind of learn and help them grow as well. It's part of the whole process.
And it's really nice collaborating with them because we get their perspective on it.
Yeah,
right?
They keep us current.
Right.
Well, yeah, I can imagine.
And sort of keep us honest, like we're bringing drafts in, as we're writing the script during the semester, we're bringing in drafts weekly and getting feedback, and it's super helpful.
It's actually super helpful.
Yeah. I love this collaborative piece to that, that this is a college course, so they're taking this for credit, but they're getting exposed to multiple different pieces of making a film, and in the end they get professional film experience, so they walk out of that course and they have something to put on their resume as a professional project, and really we're there to watch the whole project go through, which, if I've acted on something previously, I don't get to say I was part of the project. But how rewarding is that to watch them go from the beginning through the whole thing?
It's great. I feel like it's really great. And as college students, I think, we say, hey, it's going to be a long shoot. But,
it's somewhere around day 5. They're like, oh, this really, like, they meant
day
that.
5 for 12-hour days. They're like, wow, Adria, I'm so tired.
Because they're used to student films, which are like 2-day shoots, 3-day shoots, like versus
8 hours,
versus like a movie where you're doing this for a couple months or whatever. It's like no, this is a marathon, not a sprint.
But we're also having people like help load in and load out. We had like 3 different locations in those 6 days, so people are doing a bunch of jobs. Like an actor might help load in if they're hanging out. You know what I mean? So
or do the slate, frankly.
They might do the slate. They might hold the boom. So. But honestly, I feel like nowadays, I teach self-taping and auditioning. I feel like actors in general have to know so much more than they did, 10 years ago. So it's in my opinion, it's good for them to get this experience of kind of wearing more than just the actor hat.
Yeah. Have you ever had students kind of go through this process and then realize maybe what they were initially interested in wasn't what they're interested in anymore, and then kind of shift over to do another part of the process?
Actually, yeah, one of our students from the kids series, we're Zooming with on Saturday morning. She was an actor in several of our films, and she just graduated from college with a degree in filmmaking.
Oh.
So
Actually, we know someone else who did that too. Actually, we know several people.
actually, several, yes.
who were actors in.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
yeah, definitely. So
Yeah.
so
So we're showing them behind the curtain a little bit.
Right. Yeah. I think that's so neat. So the title Spiral, what is that? What does that tell us as a viewer about what the theme of the movie is?
Well, we actually David came up with the title Spiral. All of our social change films, mostly except for a couple, are one word.
They mostly are.
They mostly are, and we were trying, mental health. What does that mean? And we were brainstorming, and you had mentioned, do you get inspiration in the middle of the night, or sometimes it comes on set, or when you got to pick your kid up, whatever. Literally, it was like it was late, and it just popped out that he found that word, and it really refers to the spiraling of her mental health,
Like a downward spiral.
a downward spiral. And so we researched it, and the students, we all agreed on it, and we researched what that actually meant, in the dictionary and all of that. And it does seem to be like these compounding moments for the lead role of trauma and things that kind of that happened to her, so that she finds herself sort of spiraling out of control.
Yeah. I mean, you can just picture that in your mind when you hear the word Spiral. So it's a great title. How can people watch Spiral?
So we are almost done with it, not quite.
Okay.
We threw a work in progress screening for the students and for some of our colleagues, but we're finishing it in the next.
Yeah, so I think we're gonna be done with all of the revisions to the edit in the next couple weeks, and then we're gonna. And we have a draft on the music and stuff like that, but we'll do like the sound,
final tweaks,
like all the sound editing and stuff like that. So I think we'll be done.
End of the summer.
Yeah, into the summer, and then at that point, we'll the other films we have that are these social change films, we have distribution for. So we'll reach out to the distributors and see if we can get out to the world and submit it to festivals.
Yeah, our films that are distributed in the U.S. and the UK
And
Okay.
Canada, and Australia.
So they're on a lot of educational platforms. They come with facilitator guides to spark tough conversations in the classroom or at home. They're available for middle school, high school, and adult learning. So we hope that they'll pick this one up too. Fingers crossed. But we would love to see this play on streaming somewhere as well. There's several platforms that we see now that have like, that they'll be like uplifting or mental health, or there'll be different little short film programming. So we're looking into that as well.
And how long do you expect Spiral to be when you're done editing and everything?
It's right now without credits. It's 14 minutes, something like that. So it's 14-ish, 15,
Okay.
something like that.
Yeah, it sounds perfect for one of those platforms. Yeah, and education. Do you expect
Right.
that will also have a teaching packet with it, or?
Yeah, I'll probably write those as well. Yeah, I usually write 3 different ones for the different age groups, and I hope they work.
Gosh, how does that feel to have your work out there in school communities and reaching so many people, children and adults, really?
It feels good. It feels good, and I like to share this story, is that when we were like, wow, like our Black Lives Matter film, we wanted it to reach schools and communities, and it was important to us. So I remember that was when I was like, I've got to really make sure this one has a really good guides and all of that. And
Right.
then when they picked it up, it was such a great feeling. And I always share with other people that, we didn't have somebody help us find distributors. We literally Googled on the internet how to do it. And it goes back to the curiosity, right? Well, how do people get distribution, and what do they need, and why can't we? Why not? What if? So stay positive, everybody, because you never know unless you just get out there and try. It's so true.
And eventually the distributors started sort of approaching us.
Yeah.
So it's like, yes, things are getting out into the world, and it's like, oh, hey, that looks good. Let's distribute that too.
I think we have 4 now, and it's a good feeling. And the part about making something that maybe someone will find valuable is great. Even if one person was like, yeah, that's great.
I love that. So will you teach this class again and make a new film?
Yeah, I think so. I think we need to figure out the timing. The timing was tricky in the middle of the semester because it's so much work.
Well, David is also chair of film and media arts at the university, so he has a lot of work.
It's like we're trying to shoot this stuff, and I'm like, oh, budgets are due.
No.
It's right. So there's a lot. There was a lack of sleep that happened.
There
Maybe
really was. And we, next week will be our 2-year anniversary of being here, so we're still really new here, but we will do it again probably. We just don't know when.
Yeah, we just have to work out the details.
Yeah. Okay, how would you describe your filmmaking mission in just a few words?
Making voices heard.
Oh, I love that,
That's
actually.
really- Yeah.
Thank you.
I'll take it.
You have one?
No, like you're better with words. I'll take your words.
Would you play a little game with us as we start to wrap up? Okay, it's a favorites game. Feel free to give out more than one answer, and please, both of you answer. Do you have a favorite movie?
Ava DuVernay's Origin. It was beautiful in terms of social change and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
If I had, I have a lot.
Yeah, you can say one. And,
But if I had to pick one, it's probably Citizen Kane.
oh, yeah.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
iconic.
Classic.
I mean,
It's probably a cliche.
no, but sometimes it's those cliche things. There's a reason they're cliche. It's because they're that impactful, and it starts that thought process of maybe I want to go there. I mean,
It was the movie for me that made me want to make movies.
yeah. That's
Well,
So
yeah.
so I saw. So I was in theater, right? I was a theater person, and I was doing plays. And one of the things that frustrated me was you do all this work and then it's ephemeral, right? I'm like, and there's nothing. And that just made me kind of crazy. And I took like a, I don't know, film appreciation. It wasn't even like a full-on film history class. It was like a film appreciation sort of class. And that was one of the films in the class, and it just changed my life. I'm like, oh my God, you can do that?
right.
Right? Like that was my response. I'm like, oh, that's what I want to do right there. This is what it is I want to do.
And so what you want to do was make an impact, really. I feel like from what you've told me, and then your favorite film is that making an impact. I kind of love that. Wonderful answers, you guys.
I think, yeah.
How about TV series? Are there TV series that you love, or anything you're currently binging?
Well, we love Black Mirror. This season I watched without you. I'm sorry. I had to see it.
I don't know. That's grounds for divorce, I think.
It's the fight of every household.
So good.
I will catch up. You know.
So Black Mirror was amazing.
There's so much good television now.
Oh
There's
my gosh.
so much good television.
Talk about weird and kooky. What's The Rehearsal is so crazy this season. Do you know that series?
I don't know that one either. Where's that on?
Oh, it's so unusual. It's on Max.
Okay.
What's his name?
Okay.
It's
Nathan.
yes. Yeah, he did a show called Nathan for You, and then he's done several series, and The rehearsal is
He's
so
wild.
odd.
He's so wild. He's like Andy Kaufman, wild.
Okay.
He's
It's
so
like
weird.
what's real, what's not
Yeah.
real, what's comedy, what's
He's like
documentary. It's
redefining docu-comedy. I don't know, but that's very strange, and we like it.
his point of view is absolutely unique.
So unique, yeah.
Okay, write that one down, Julie. We can check it out.
Like
You guys might be like, why did they tell us to watch this? But we loved it.
we love all the like inspiration that we get out of these questions, because it opens up your viewpoint to other things when
Yeah.
you're hearing everybody else's. And a lot of times it's like just very classic. It's like what everybody else is watching, but you're just like, it's so good, and I'm like, well, that's why everybody's watching, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, in all your spare time, do you have a favorite hobby?
I feel like making movies is both our job and our hobby, and we also raise a child. I mean, I feel like that. Although I don't think that's a hobby, really.
It's not a hobby. That's like a full-time thing.
Yes.
I really like back. I had so many jobs when I was in high school and trying to act out of college. A lot of them were retail based and wholesale based. I love clothing. I love designing, and I'm always looking at what to do in our house, because we're moved in, but I'm still thinking about things.
Yeah.
So I like that kind of stuff.
Yeah, Adria is unquestionably the principal designer of our house. It's pretty amazing, really.
I love that.
I'm in awe.
Well, and I love a good bargain, so.
Perfect.
Design, cool, great look, and a bargain.
Yeah.
I feel like you could start a web series with that. Like,
There you go.
We've thought about it.
I love that. And then music. Do you guys have a favorite song or a singer or a band?
Well, I just, I'm on social media, probably more than I would want to be, but I like to connect to people that way. I do think it does have some good. And so I just posted Stevie Wonder's "Hey Love"
Yeah.
because we need more of it. Hey Love, that one.
Yeah.
I love old Stevie. I just think he's so iconic and so joyful in his music. So it's one of my faves. Yeah.
If I had to pick one, and again, it's there's so much good music. Maybe Neutral Milk Hotel.
Yeah.
Which
yeah.
is a really cool indie.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a great. Is it a solo artist or is he in a band?
I mean, yes. Yes. It's both a solo artist and a band. We can call it a band.
Yeah.
Sure.
They have a band.
Yes.
Yes. That's how I would describe them.
Right.
Yeah.
I love it. Okay, we forgot to bring up your Emmy nomination, so we just want to say congratulations on that. And is there anything you'd like to tell everybody?
The Emmy nomination was a Chicago Regional Emmy nomination for the last episode of Kids Matter. That's an 8-part series, and that was for identity. And we were so grateful to work with the cast that we had with the Performers School, and that was about trans youth. And we had several trans kids in the film, and I really felt honored to, again, be inspired by their stories and formulate a script that was based on truth, and to give voice to the fabulous humans that we got to work with was just wonderful. So I feel like we got the Emmy nomination, but it was really a joint collaboration.
And the story was really inspired by the stories of the kids that we were working with. So we really tried to tell something very authentic.
And these were younger kids, and they were so brave and so vulnerable with us. It was just a beautiful process.
Well, congratulations on your nomination and for shining a bright light on that topic.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And where can people follow you on social media?
So, there's a Tarleton Dawn Productions Instagram. There's an Adria Dawn Instagram. There's a David Tarleton Instagram.
We have if
We have a YouTube channel.
if you want to see our work, you can go. What's our Tarleton Dawn Productions?
Yeah, the
The
YouTube
website.
Oh, the website is tarletondawnproductions.com.
Yeah.
Okay.
Check us out. All of our stuff's on there.
Yeah, then you can
Perfect.
check it all out. That
Yes,
sounds
and
like
we'll tag you on Instagram so people can find you there as well.
Amazing.
Great.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Well,
you guys.
thank you so much.
We love talking to you, and
Yeah, this is
we
such a
want to
pleasure.
now. After this, we want to interview you and know about what you're doing. It's weird to just talk about yourself. You know?
I feel like it wouldn't be quite as interesting, but
I bet it would. Oh, I bet it
nobody
would.
asked anything. But thank you so much, Adria and David, for being with us today. And thank you, everybody, for watching and listening. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel, and we will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.